Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the 757 Renaissance Man Podcast. Today, I got my buddy with me. You know, I always try to bring you my favorite content creators. So we got a double hit today. We got a content creator with some 757 experience. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to my friend, Miss Aly Trillion. How are you doing today, ma'am?
Round of applause. I'm doing amazing. Thanks so much for having me. Yeah, 757. It's an important bond that people don't know about unless they, experience life of VA.
Yeah. I think it's one of them places that it has its own character. The place itself is its own character. Like when you watch The Wire is a character. I mean, Baltimore, the city of Baltimore itself is a character in The Wire. And you can't be from the 757 and this environment not infect you in that way.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. I always tell people growing up in Virginia for 11 years, from a baby till 11, shaped my life. Aside from that being one of the most important parts of life, whatever you experience from being a baby to even 5 or, just you get it. It shapes who you are as a person, your beliefs, what you're taught, who you're around, what you hear, So growing up in Virginia is crucial, was crucial to me being who I am today. Just those short 11 years, as a kid, several years that I can't even name because I was a baby. But yeah, I feel like I'm sort of a mix between a city. I'm like a country girl with city swag, right? Because I love the greenery, but I also love the city. I love city life to an extent.
Nice. So I know how me and you get down with our conversations. And before I get too much off track and we get lost, I want you to tell the people about your podcast. I absolutely adore your podcast. I have been waiting to have you on because I quite honestly am jealous about how honest and open you can be on your podcast. Like, I'm trying to get to that point. You know what I mean? But I feel the uniqueness. I feel the authenticity when you speak. I know you coming from a real place. So tell everybody about your podcast.
Yeah, well, we're going to delve into why you feel like you can't keep it a whole, like Trill.
Right.
Not to put a pun on my name. But yeah, so my podcast is called the Pretty Banana Podcast. People sometimes ask me how I came up with the name. And I wanted to start a podcast a few years ago and it just wasn't the right time. And then the pandemic hit and, so we had a lot of time to just do stuff. So I wanted to have a podcast where I could talk about my life as like a lifestyle podcast, my life as an entrepreneur, a mother, someone who was single, dating. I had tons of crazy dating stories from stalkers and all, and the lessons that I have learned. I'm in my 30s. Right. So I feel like I can provide a whole lot of relatability or even maybe help someone not make certain mistakes because of my age. I've kind of been there, done that up until where I am now. And I'm like, what is it going to be called? It can't be, I knew I wanted to have something clickbaity because I'm very, I'm sort of sexual in a way that I can't control it. I just exude this sex appeal that I don't like. I'm still classy, but I have to incorporate the two and keep it authentically me. And I'm like, I can't name an eggplant, but banana is the original phallic symbol. Right, so banana is the original phallic symbol for dicks. And I wanted to talk about lifestyle stuff in dating and, you know, whatever. So I'm like, okay, banana, that sounds cute. But I wanted something, another name that kind of represented me, right? And I feel like I'm beautiful and I'm gorgeous and I'm stunning and I'm a goddess, just like any woman should.
Right.
And then pretty. I'm like, pretty is such a pretty word. And then Pretty Banana was born. So on the podcast, I talk about really everything people talk about. I talk about racism, except with racism, I say how I think it's an illness. How can you hate Mexicans and love tacos? How can you hate Black people and you do the Sunday dinners and you love gospel and you do the cornbread and the collard greens, you know, like,
yeah, right.
Fried chicken, like the culture, the music, the style, you know, like the Black culture is so appropriated around the world.
Correct.
The world, you know, we created hip hop, rap music, and you hear rap music in French, in Arabic, you know, like what the hell? Are you kidding me? So, you know, I talk about things like that. Also, I have a little bit of a past in the finance industry. So I talk about how JP Morgan Chase and John D. Rockefeller took financial literacy out the education system. And that episode is called America's First Circle Jerk. And for those of you who don't know what a circle jerk is, my introduction to a circle jerk was on a pornographic website. It was a bunch of men linking up and jerking off in a circle. I don't know how else to put it. That's what it was. I was like, America's first circle jerk had to be JP Morgan's ass and John D. Rockefeller plotting to ruin our lives. And they did it in the 1800s. And in the 1800s is when railroads were created. And how are you going to create a billion, trillion, whatever bazillion dollar industry if everyone at your job is, if you know they're going to quit in 6 months and be a millionaire, an entrepreneur? You can't do it. You know, other people, yeah. I
was going to say, let's talk about, I want to go back to that, but pin in that for a second. But one of the things.
I was triggered.
I know, I told you I already know how this episode's going to go. And I refuse to edit it, so it's about to be raw. So one of my favorite things about your podcast is I love what you put into your titles. Yeah, you are the most clever, clickbaitiest person ever, but I love it. And you're not clickbaity to be clickbaity. You're clickbaity, and when you click on it, it's worth the click.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that, because, you know, I love me like Kanye loves himself. And I feel like sometimes when I talk, there are people think I'm conceited, but I really do think I'm providing so much knowledge and relatability. And people tell me that. And I'm just so grateful, because I didn't necessarily start my podcast to provide anyone any gem. I did it because it helped me. I was expressing myself. I was venting. And sharing things that I had already knew, you know, and we all talk to ourselves. So I was like, you know, let me record it so I'm less crazy. Right, but, you know, I really appreciate you saying that. And everything that I talk about, it's literally, I hit record and I just talk. And then when I feel like I've made my point, I stop. The only one I really planned that I did research for was Anal Plug Hell, where I talk about real estate and racism. I saw a video and I kind of went off the video. But for the most part, whatever I'm passionate about, coincidentally, you know, ties into what's going on in modern society, and I just talk about it. But aside from being clickbaity, I kind of did that because I wanted to force people in a way. I'm a little bit of a dictator. I'm a little bossy. I'm not going to hide it. I couldn't be president of the United States. I would definitely have to be in a communist country where I control everything, right. Period. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. So it's like my way of kind of forcing people into learning something, because having watching ratchet TV and reality shows, it's fun. I don't really watch it, but I get why it's fun. So it's kind of like that. Like you click something and it's like, I'm going to beat your ass, but I'm not. And then you hear me talk about how I've learned to have self-control, and I've learned to be more emotionally intelligent, and I've learned to not be so physical and choose my words wisely. You know what I mean? So you're here thinking, oh, yeah, she's going to talk about a fight she had, and I'm really not. I'm talking about, listen, you've got to be more feminine. We have to have more self-control, you know? And I think that's important, and I think that's what people are going to appreciate about me.
I can tell that during the course of you living your life, you are very introspective. Like, whatever led you up to this point, you know exactly who you are, and it comes across in the content that you put out.
Thank you. Yeah, I know mostly who I am. I'm still discovering new parts of me. Some days are just not my days. And then some days I feel like I'm on top of the world and I'm Wonder Woman. I still have a ton of things I need to figure out, but my personality is not for everyone. And I appreciate that so much, because the people who take the effort to get to know me, it's such a beautiful relationship. I have such genuine associates and friends. And I'm not the kind of, and I have friends who are male friends who are married in relationships. And, that could get sketchy, I think, maybe because I'm so beautiful and sexy. But I'm just not that kind of woman either. I'm a girl's girl. I have boundaries. I have respect for myself, most importantly. All right. Because it takes two to tango, but I would never, ever go that route, because I have respect for myself. I need to be the only one, period. But yeah, for the most part, I know who I am, but I just wanted to say that I'm still figuring it out, because I never want to portray to keep it all together. I have certain views that I'm stuck on. You cannot change my mind about certain things. Like, I tell some of my friends, don't talk to me about politics, don't talk to me about the vaccine, and don't talk to me about something else that I can't think of right now. But yeah, I love to learn. And, I'm open-minded. So if something makes sense, I'm going to lean towards it. But yeah, that's what I want to say about what you said.
So I think that we need people like you in your space, because I think that you are in the middle. You're not quite old lady-ish, but you're not Nicki Minaj either. Like, one of the things, my daughter's a teenager growing up, and growing up in this era, I'm trying to instill in her there's a difference between slutty and sexy. And you have to have a certain responsibility and a certain maturity to handle sexy. I think sometimes when you try to handle sexy and you ain't ready, then it comes across as slutty. So I kind of like,
absolutely.
I like the walk you walk, where, yes, I know I'm sexy, but hey, just because I'm sexy, that don't mean I'm going to go for the okie doke.
Oh, you cut off. Just because I'm sexy doesn't mean what?
I'm going to go for the okie doke.
Right. Some women, even men, we all mature at different levels. So maturity plays a big part. I have moments where I'm insecure, but there isn't a time throughout the day where I don't look in a mirror and think how beautiful I am and how much I love my face. So there's that. But I feel like I have kind of an aura and a presence that just exudes a certain sex appeal. And I don't need or crave a lot of attention from men in that manner. It makes me uncomfortable. I could be wearing this just like how I am now. I have very light makeup. I've got some pink lipstick, and cars will honk at me. And I just think it's just the energy and how I walk. But that came for me with maturity. I wasn't this chill at 22. It took me, honestly, to become a mother, to feel like I had more purpose, to feel, a lot more sexier, which is, I feel like only parents would understand.
You have to go through some things to understand yourself. And when I made that comment earlier, I didn't mean to make it sound like everything was always sunshine and roses too, because it's your bad times that also make up who you are too. Your bad experience and your good experiences together make up who you are.
Absolutely.
And you just need time. There's no way, I don't think anybody can say that they knew who they were at 18. Right.
Some people, I've met, I don't know what it is, but I've met some 18, 20-year-olds who are like, dang, I wish I was like you 5 years ago, let alone at 18. I could have been a lot further. I wish more young women and men were just so confident, you know, and it has nothing to do with looks, weight, height, ethnicity. Confidence is just confidence. Like, you know, there's this thing called pretty privilege, which I admit I've had to an extent. But pretty privilege is also who you are on the inside and how you treat people. And you're always going to get further in life if you just love yourself, regardless of what you look like, because your weight is temporary, your health is temporary, you know, things can flip overnight. So who you have really is kind of all you have to an extent, and that's always going to get you anywhere you need to be.
All right, so now we're going down that road. I got two things with that. How do you think, all right, let me make a comment, then I'm going to ask you a question. My comment is, when I was younger, I'm going to tell you who put me in that mentality. Because I'm in the mentality, like, no matter what, I know I have a certain amount of swagger. And even on my worst day, I got a certain amount of swag that you're going to get, just minimal, you know? And you know who helped me? You know who helped me with that? Biggie.
Who?
Biggie.
Facts. Super facts.
Biggie had that swag that, like, it don't matter what I look like. I'm the baddest thing in the room.
Absolutely. And the guy I'm seeing now, my boyfriend, he has women throwing themselves at him. And I feel like if you looked at him, you wouldn't think that. But yeah, women throw themselves at him, and it's about...
I'm going to give you another example, and it's the opposite. It's the extreme opposite. Prince. Prince will walk in the room, hair looking better than yours, earrings bigger than yours, heels higher than yours, and have this swag to have every woman in the room like, I want to talk to him.
Absolutely. Hence his 3XY.
I can't pull that off. I can't pull it off.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting there. I want to be invincible. Part of that, I feel like people don't discuss not what they went through, but I think to achieve the level of Prince confidence or Biggie confidence, because I wouldn't say I'm necessarily there. You got to spend time alone. You got to shut people out sometimes.
Prince has an unbelievable belief in himself and his talent to just, pull that off. All right, so that's the comment. Let me give you the question. Do you think with this current generation, especially with the Instagram phenomenon, do you think the kids, like our children's age, are going to have a problem with presenting themselves that way? Or do you think that it's a huge influence on the way they think about themselves? Because, it's a little bit different for us. We weren't always, in the public eye to a certain extent, even as a private person. But now, since it's Instagram, everybody's in the public eye. So how much do you think, Instagram affects like these little boys and especially little girls? Because I know raising a daughter, it's a fine line. You got to walk with her confidence and her hormones and all that coming together, especially in their growing teenage years.
I think that it's all starts in the home. Social media has a huge impact on everyone. Everyone. You can post whatever you want, and I mean, all the posts, all the things I posted on my Instagram, yeah, I was really there. But, maybe I didn't own the house like it portrayed, maybe someone alluded to. You know what I mean? Like I take pictures in a home, but I don't own it. So, so it alludes to like, oh man, she's got it together. She's has all this, so it absolutely has an influence. Also, there's a huge trend with surgery, and I'm not opposed to surgery. I don't have any. I will absolutely get some in the future because if I feel like it, I want to. I'm going to be 60 one day. I'll get Botox. Leave me alone. Facelift, leave me alone. I'm going to do it. But everyone kind of looks the same. Like women now want to get rid of their hip dips. Women now, want bigger butts, and a lot of it is to
difference between being a 60-year-old lady and wanting to get a tighten up than being a 22-year-old lady trying to get ahead of the game.
Right. I think if you are going to be in a certain industry, you need to do what you need to do. If you want to be a bartender and eventually connects that way to be in either an adult entertainment or some kind of, acting situation, I think you've got to make adjustments. This is, in my opinion, the devil is like the king of earth, and you've got to make certain adjustments, and you just got to be, at the end of the day, a good person. My issue with surgeries and stuff and how social media influences kids and teenagers or whatever is the personality you can't buy. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna have a fake life and a fake body and a fake bag and a fake car and a fake whatever, don't be a fake bitch too. Like, you still gotta be real. You still gotta give love and get love. Like, stop. That's my issue with it, because I want to get my breasts done, but I'm gonna be the same person. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm better than you because I have my boobs done. I'm definitely gonna still be flipping my hair, but I'm gonna be flipping my hair with bigger boobs. That's the only change. A lot of it has to do with what's in the home. I see how sometimes little girls with coarse hair look at me. Like, my hair is just so beautiful and amazing, and they want it like that. And that to me is a problem. Mm-hmm. I don't, and it's been like that for me for a while, because I have a lot of friends with little girls, or, associates, and just I spoken at a school I used to go to when I was a teenager and headed to college. So I see how sometimes people glorify my hair and my skin tone because of a lot of the things going on in social media and even like rap music. And I just don't agree with it. And I don't think it's fair. I think there is no standard for beauty. Mm-hmm. I think you're the standard for beauty. I think I'm the standard for beauty. I think we're for someone. Everyone is for someone. But most importantly, we're for ourselves. So social media, man, I think everyone should, Muslim people have like a prayer clock.
Right. Yeah.
I think we need to have something like that, where it's like a mass social media cleanse, and we stay off of the pages of Lamborghinis or things that make us feel bad.
A social media Ramadan.
A social media Ramadan, Sean. Yes. Yes, bars, yo. That was bars. Social media Ramadan. Can we make that a hashtag?
We might have to make that happen. So, yeah. All right, so I got to bring it up during the episode. This particular episode is going to come out. Hopefully, I'm going to edit it within the next 2 hours. And it's going to be one of my exclusive episodes for the 30-day challenge for the content creators of color. So, y'all check that out, because it's going to be dual posted on the 757 Renaissance Man as an episode and on the content creators of color episode. I had to get that out the way. Yes. Exciting. We're wrapping up. I had to squeeze you in because this is the last week, so I had to have you on. And when you popped in, I was like, yes, that's perfect.
And I popped in and said hi, and you beat me to the punch. Like, I got to have you on. And I was like, yeah, I was coming in here to talk to you and say that, because we have to keep rescheduling. Life is crazy.
Yeah. And okay, so I'm probably going to end this now. So we're going to have to make a series, because we didn't even talk about your life in 757.
We didn't. Why can't we keep going? You have other plans?
Daddy life, man. I'm juggling podcasting, daddy life, private work, and I got a birthday coming up. Well, not me, but my son's birthday's coming up, and I got to plan a little birthday
Whose
party.
Birthday?
My son. He's going to be 11.
Oh, 11.
Yeah, going on 25.
That's dope.
He wants a Tesla.
That's so cute. Not at 11. Maybe a little figurine. You can take him for a ride in a Tesla.
I've obviously not met my son. So hopefully I'm training him so by the time he's old enough to drive, he can afford his own Tesla. Get daddy a ride.
Facts. My boyfriend's daughter is 9 and she wants a Tesla as well.
Yeah. It's ingrained. That's what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came up, I wanted it. What did I want coming up? So my dream car I do have, and I'm country boy, so I don't want nobody to be surprised when I say I got an '84 Cutlass Supreme. That's my dream car. When I was a little boy and I used to draw cars in like the 5th or 6th grade, they used to always look like the little Cutlass. So I got a Cutlass, and that's chilling. So
when I was younger, my dream car was like switching up every week.
What was it though?
I really loved like the Mustangs and the Chargers, and I loved Jeep. I just liked so many cars. I was like, you're only supposed to have one car. Like, I can't have a new car every week. I don't know. So I didn't have like one particular dream car, but now I do want a Porsche. I want to settle into a Porsche.
Now I'm older and I've been through my car stage in my 20s and 30s. I'm kind of more selective about the cars I want. And I think my next car is either going to be some sort of, I want a convertible. I think I'm getting to the point where my kids are getting old enough and they get ready to get out that daddy wants a convertible. Or I want to...
You're going to get it.
Or I want a Wrangler that I can take the top off.
See, I want a Wrangler too. I want it in all pink, but I need another realistic car for every day. So yes. I love Hyundai. Yeah. I'm so random. I want a Jeep, a Hyundai, and a fucking Porsche. Yeah. Let's figure this out.
So, okay, I'm going to put it out there. My favorite all around, my little drive around car right now is a Nissan Altima. I love my Altima. I don't care what nobody got to say. And now that gas is $500 billion a gallon, I could put $20 in my Altima and still ride for some days. I'm laughing at him.
Super fast.
Man, my homeboy drives big, and my bad, bro. I ain't even gonna say your name, but my man was on Instagram the other day, and he has the big body Audi, the A7, A8, something like that, and was complaining because you got to put ultra premium gas in that thing.
I don't know why people do that. I mean, I guess if you can afford it, you can afford it, right? Yeah. But I'm sure a Porsche is not cheap for gas either.
No, you're going to have the ultra premium or you'll tear your engine up.
But my everyday car, I love Hyundai.
That's why you got it every day. Right. And then that Hyundai, you put $20 in it, do what you need to do, and then save the Porsche for when you're going out doing your thing. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so I do this at the end of every episode. If a young Miss Aly came to you and asked you for life advice, what would you tell her?
I would tell her that anytime someone says something negative about you, it's really them projecting onto you. And if you could just hold on and be a little bit stronger and secure in yourself and don't doubt yourself that you're actually fucking amazing, you are going to be almost bulletproof.
Dope. Now, how can people find you? How can they get you and listen to your podcast?
So I have my @ there. That's my IG, Aly Trillion. You can follow me on Instagram, on Twitter. It's I'm Trillion. On Clubhouse, it's I'm Trillion. And my podcast is on Apple, Spotify, and Google. But feel free to DM me. I'm very social. Just slide into my DMs with respect, like business and friendship, totally. But if you send me a dick pic, I will post it in my stories. I will post it in my stories. I will extort you. I will send you my Cash App in return for your dick pic. And if you do not send me money, I'm posting it to the world to see.
I have the same policy.
I charge you little effers for dick pics, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 757 Renaissance Man podcast. You can reach us at 757renaissanceman.com. Come on through, leave a message, a voicemail, check out videos, audio of all the episodes. Come see this episode right here. 757renaissanceman.com, and don't forget to hit the merch store. You need to get some of that fly merch, and new logo shirts are coming soon. Aly.
Period.
I want to thank you for taking your time out today. We will be doing this again. You owe me the pink background.
Okay, next time I'll be home, or I'll have a portable one when you send me the link.
So you made me make sure I had a little bit of pink in my background. I was trying to match.
I thought that, this morning I was on IG Live and they said it like I was in Calabasas with these windows, but it wasn't working today.
Yeah.
But yeah, next time I got you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. This is the 757 Renaissance Man. I'm Sean. She's Aly. Miss Trill. We out. Peace.
Bye.